All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's a new week, a new moment, and of course, welcome to the Reality Kenya. My name is Simi Kenya, and as usual, we bring you the best news and, of course, all the reality happenings in this country with our usual guest, the Deputy Party Leader of Safina Party, Honorable Wakili Willis Otieno. Piki Piki Ponki. Karibu sana.
Thank you very much.
From the Learned Corner.
From the Learned Corner.
You
know the Learned Corner today, we are telling convict Masengeli. He's a convict. He is a convict.
But he's the acting IG. Why are you calling
his name, his actual name is Convict Gilbert Masengeli.
Yes.
Convict Masengeli should report to Manyani, or committee, or Kodiaga, or Naivasha Maximum.
To do what?
To serve his 6 months imprisonment sentence. Trying to withdraw the security of Justice Mugambe will not help him. We are a nation of the rule of law. Because what he's trying to invite us in, we don't want it. The Kenyan people don't want that invitation. He is inviting us to reject the rule of law and become a country of lawlessness. The courts have pronounced himself and have convicted and sentenced him to serve 6 months imprisonment. Those policemen that he is withdrawing are not his personal property. They are not his servants. They are not his employees. He is just there because the law has allowed him to be there. Now he is trying to rape our laws, to mutilate our laws. He's been convicted. When the same Justice Mugambe had allowed them to deploy KDF on our streets during Mandamani, the Mzee Revolution, he was okay with it. He was clapping. The same justice has sentenced him, has convicted and sentenced him to serve 6 months imprisonment. He should, in equal measure, walk himself straight to committee. He should not even wait to be taken. He should hand over himself to the Commissioner of Prisons to tell him which facility is going to serve his sentence. I will be there to pay the daily fees for his incarceration, 600 Kenya shillings per day. When you are sentenced to civil jail, like he has been sentenced, the persons who are asked for him to be committed to contempt have a duty to pay 600 shillings per day for his upkeep. I will pay 600 shillings upkeep for the 6 months. He should report to committee. Manyani, Naivasha, or Kodiaga.
But he said that it's only the president, the deputy president, and former president who are entitled to.
Since when did a convict talk to us about issues of law? Since when? He's a convict. He should be shaved, cleanly shaven. And he should be wearing those black and white uniforms. And he should be behind the bars, serving his sentence. Look for God, pray, and have a moment of reflection on what he has done to the rule of law in this nation. He is not someone we should be giving an audience to tell us who deserves security. The Constitution is very clear on the remuneration benefits that have been accrued by a judge. Cannot be taken away. Those security are benefits that have accrued to the position of a judge. And the judge is entitled to them. Even if you don't like the judge's face, even if you don't like his rulings and decisions, you cannot take away his accrued benefits. His security is paramount. Is convict Masengeli trying to publicize to all other criminals like himself that this judge now has no security? He is now fair game. You can target him if you don't agree with his ruling. That is what he's doing. He's advertising it to the nation.
Anytime a judge does not rule in your favor and you are in a position to...
Yes, you can take action. But also more importantly, he is telling all and sundry that this judge now has no security. You can do to him whatever you want. That's what he's doing. That anybody who is not happy with the judge, if you didn't want to go near him because of his security, now he doesn't have that security. You can target him. That is what convict Gilbert Masengeli is doing at the moment. And he needs to be called to order. He may think that he is serving William Ruto's interest today. That sentence will hang over his head until the day he dies. For as long as the courts will not lift that sentence, will not suspend it, will not overturn that decision, convict Masengeli will go to prison and serve his 6 months. If he thinks he will not go today, but tomorrow he will go. It's just a matter of time. He may have a watch, but the Kenyan people have time in their hands.
But we've always seen people in such positions ignoring court orders, court rulings and decisions. What do you think will be new from
I'm telling you right now, the previous other convict Kinoti, and I specialize in these cases.
Yes.
Convict Kinoti that I convicted in that sentence was 4 months imprisonment.
Yeah.
He is crying for salvation.
Yeah.
At the time when he was doing the same things that Gilbert Masengeli is doing. There's no difference. Even him, he was ignoring the court. He was summoned, refused to attend. He was asked to complain. The court refused. The same thing. So this is not new until the court sentenced him.
Yeah.
Until his term as DCI came to an end. Now he has the sword of Damocles hanging over his head. He is only enjoying liberty today because the Court of Appeal stayed his sentence. He went back to the same court
that he
had ignored.
Yes.
And the Court of Appeal stayed his sentence pending the hearing of his appeal. When that appeal is heard and I make sure that the court listens to arguments and upholds the sentence, I will be there to escort Kinoti to Kamiti or Manyani or Kodiaga. I will be there to make sure that he's wearing the black and white uniform. Just the same way convict Masengeli will face similar fate. They cannot run away from this. This is the rule of law. You may not agree with what a judge says, but once the people through the judge have spoken, you just have to respect it. I have disagreed with so many decisions of the court, but as a law-abiding citizen, I respect their decisions. But I reserve my right to criticize, which I do. But the decision, you respect, because that is what a democracy thrives on. When we all know that when the courts have spoken, you have but only to respect that decision and obey it. So convict Masengeli will not become a free man by withdrawing the security of this judge or any other judge. That is the entitlement. He is actually aggravating the matter by trying to undermine the rule of law in this nation. His time will come. As I said, he may have a watch like Murkomen, but we have the time. Time will catch up with him. And you know the interesting thing about the wings of justice. They turn painfully slow. But when they turn, they grind very softly, very gently, and it serves its purpose. You cannot run away, you cannot defeat time. Convict Masengeli cannot defeat time. It will catch up. It will catch up with him somewhere. He may have the guns. He may have all those masked men around him, those muscle men around him. But those muscle men are nothing compared to time. Time will sort them out. That is my message to him. My message to him today is to get down on that high horse he's riding and just report to Kamiti or Manyan or Kodiaga or Naivasha. Serve your time. Once you serve your time, the court, the legal process will deal with you. But you are postponing it. If he wants to serve his time as a retiree, it will come. He will spend his retirement age years when he's now old and out of service. He will spend his time in jail at the end of the day. He is scoring what is called a Pyrrhic victory that will not serve him for long. It will catch up with him. So, of what need is it that you're going to spend your retirement age when you are old and withered behind the bars? Because behind the bars is where he's going anyway. So, he's laying a basis for his future. If the future he has opted to choose is the future of spending his retirement in incarceration, so be it. It is his choice. He is a convict. That cannot be taken away.
And he belongs to jail.
He belongs to jail. And he will go to jail. The question is not if, it is when.
And what if he doesn't? Do you think it will still be a bad picture to our judicial?
That is what I'm telling you. He will go to jail. The question is just when, not if. And the longer he stays there, the more he's aggravating his incarceration. Because beyond this, there will be more applications and cases against it. So from 6 months, it may even be enhanced when the time comes. Because by the time when he will be taken to jail, after citizen's arrest effected on him, when he's out of office, we'll be saying that he's even now a fugitive of the law. Because now he's not a fugitive. He's a fugitive of the law. And there is a penalty for being a fugitive. So beyond the 6 months, as a fugitive, it may even now be 3 years imprisonment. And we will be there to make sure that the law follows its course. So my advice to him is very simple. Mitigate your circumstances now. Don't aggravate it. Withdrawing the security of the judge is not a mitigation. It's an aggravation. You are aggravating your situation. But also to Martha Koome. You know, Martha Koome is doing a great disservice to the rule of law in this nation. As the Chief Justice. If I was in that office, I would not have had, the judges would not have had any case from the AG of the DPP today. I would have said we are shutting down the courts. Why? Because the person who is superintending over the police service, who have arrested the person suspect being arraigned in court, is a convict. He is the one who has command of the police officer. How do you take instructions from a convict who should be in jail, who is now become a fugitive of the law? He has become a fugitive of the law. How do you take instructions from such a person? So even the innocent police officers who are arraigning suspects in court are taking instructions from a command, a commander who is a fugitive. How do you entertain cases brought by under the instructions of a fugitive? I will lock down the court, shut down the courts from anything coming from the police. I will not give any audience. And then we say until the convict, the fugitive reports to a facility. And some people will say that we need to anarchy. No, the water will find its level. And that level of that water will be the rule of law will reign supreme. The statement that was issued by Martha Koome yesterday ought to have been released last week when the convict failed to appear for his sentencing. So that the one for yesterday should have been one saying, now that you've withdrawn, you've aggravated, even as a judiciary, we'll aggravate it. We will not give you or the Attorney General or the DPP audience in our courts going forward until the fugitive is apprehended and taken to court. And Kindiki, who has been instructed by the court, ordered by the court to effect the arrest, is also going to become a fugitive very soon if he fails to adhere to that order. In fact, Kithure Kindiki should be disbarred by the Law Society of Kenya by failing to uphold the rule of law. He has a court order directing him to effect an arrest. If he fails to effect that arrest of convict MASENGELI, now fugitive, even Kithure Kindiki should face the consequences of the law by failing to obey that court order. And I do believe as members of the Law Society, the first thing we should do is to disbar him from being an advocate. You cannot be an advocate and you superintend over the disobedience of court orders. The same law that you took an oath. Because as advocates, you take an oath to uphold the rule of law. Kindiki, if he fails, if by the end of the 7 days, convict and now fugitive MASENGELI has not appeared before the facility, Kindiki has a responsibility to arrest him and to hand him over to a facility. If he fails to do so, the Law Society of Kenya will seek for his disbursement. As members of the Law Society, will ask for him to be disbarred. Remove him. We don't want to associate with the lawyers or advocates who don't obey court processes. He doesn't belong to us. He must adhere to the oath of office which we took as advocates to ensure that the rule of law reigns supreme. And these things that Kenya Kwanza, fugitive MASENGELI are doing, we've been through this before.
And that's why Kenyans are not expecting anything to happen.
No, these things are happening. I've just told you about Kinoti. These things used to be ignored during the Moi days. When Cecil Miller, the former Chief Justice, took over a file from Justice Coffin. In similar fashion, habeas corpus application. He took over the file and he says, why is the court embarrassing the president?
Yes.
Cecil Miller even ran mad. He lost his head at some point.
Yeah.
He remembered in very bad light in the judicial circles. But Justice Cofield is celebrated for standing for the rule of law. So if you go to our legal museum today, we celebrate Scofield and we disdain Miller. So convict Masengeli, you will also know, when the history of the Kenya police will be written, we will celebrate officers who upheld the rule of law. And we'll use him as an example of what a police service need not to be. He will be there in shame. He will hang his head in shame. In fact, I hope we are there on that day when he's going to serve his sentence. To take pictures that we will be using in primary school books. To teach children what happens to those who disobey court orders. Because they hold high office and they have guns around them. We may have the watch, but we have the time.
Now, as we come to the end, like on 13th of September, that is last week on Friday, marked 2 years since Kenya Kwanza came into power. And that actually same day, President Ruto was in Germany, looking for another loan that has been the problem at the end of this country, as you've always said. What can you say about the past 2 years of Kenya Kwanza?
William Ruto was sworn on the 13th of September 2022. 13th of September marked 2 years of office. I've always told you, this guy's regime was rejected even by God. 13 is a number that even God does not like. And nothing good will ever come out of it. 13.
Yes.
If you go to some countries, they don't even write number 13 on a floor. Even some hotels don't write number 13. This man has been, God rejected him.
But they say ilikuwa maombi sio
maombi ya nani? Maombi to who? This maombi to God. Which God? Yeah, people pray, but not everybody prays to God the Almighty. Some people pray to other gods that we don't know about. So nothing good will ever come out of William Ruto. He goes to Germany. People have been going to Germany, finding their own way as Africans, not just Kenyans. Find their own way to Germany. Some of them have legitimate papers to be there and to work. Some of them have gone there as expatriates. Now they want to call them immigrants. When a Mzungu comes into Africa, he's called an expatriate. When an African goes to Europe, he's called an immigrant. To be deported. Now he's advertising to Germans that there are some immigrants here. Those to me I call expatriates. There are some immigrants here. We need to take them back to their countries. Now in Germany, the last 2 days, the news are awash with incitements against Africans. Even those who are legitimately in the country doing work on valid papers. Now he's incited xenophobia against Africans. What was that for? For nothing. What have those Africans who found their way into Germany got to do with it? Why are you creating jobs for Kenyans in Germany when you cannot create jobs for Kenyans in Kenya?
They say around 250,000.
You first give jobs for Kenyans in Kenya, then the surplus labor will find its level. They'll find their way where they are needed. Your responsibility as a president is to create jobs for Kenyans in Kenya. Create an enabling environment for industries, for value addition, for growth of the economy. Then somebody does not go to Germany because of lack of opportunity in Kenya. Anybody who finds themselves in Germany will go there because of a surplus, not because they don't have. Now you want to turn our people into slaves to go and work for Germans to develop Germany when Kenya is interrogative. A president should focus on building an enabling environment for economic growth in his own nation. When have you ever heard the US government or the British government saying we're looking for jobs for Americans in Africa? No. They create jobs in America. But you find Americans all over the world. Surplus. Not for lack of opportunities in their own country, but just as part of expanding. These one of us that you are going to look for jobs to build other nations. You are killing industries in Kenya so that Kenyans can go and work elsewhere. No. The focus should be Kenya. Then the surplus can be can find its way on its own, not even government sending them.
Yeah.
The surplus will find its way outside. But that to me is a surrender. That is incapable, is unable to create decent jobs for the people of Kenya. In fact, is killing industry, is killing growth of the economy in Kenya. So his answer is to look for turn Kenyans into slaves, to go and work and build other nations, not Kenya.
Wow. In 3 words, I want you to describe this 2 years of Kenya Kwanza government.
2 years of Kenya Kwanza government is pain, more pain, and more pain. This is a failed regime that will not serve the interest of the people of Kenya. We have seen through them. We don't expect anything good. If they are not flying, they are lying. When they are not flying or lying, they are bringing a dummy to take off our crown jewels. The Kenyan people will reject. All this shall come to pass, and the voice of the people, which is the voice of God, shall prevail. The people of Kenya must remain strong and keep Zakayo and his acolytes on check.
Wow. Thank you so much, and have a blessed day. To every person who has been watching, thank you so much. May God bless you. Keep sharing, keep watching. Until next week, my name is Sim Kenya. Bye-bye.